Okay, perfect. We're gonna start. Let's see. Okay, welcome everyone. Yehudit, Israela, Shoshana, Victor, Adi, Gabby, and anyone else who wants to turn on their camera is more than welcome to. Fanny, I can't see you, but I see that your camera is on. Today is our last lesson of the course, and we're going to learn quite a few things. We're going to go a bit over time, and you're going to get the recording. I know that the last recording was only sent by email and not in the WhatsApp. It will be sent right after this lesson in the WhatsApp as well. And also this recording will be sent on Thursday. So last week's recording after the class today, this recording on Thursday. And we're going to touch upon a few things today. We're going to touch upon what we do when we lose our iPhone and what we have to do before we lose it so we could access the location. The second thing we're going to learn today is we're going to learn today something very convenient to do with contacts. In a minute, we're going to go get into it. For those of you who are writing, I'm going to dictate, and you could write down and make a nice title and write down all the stages. And another thing we're going to learn today is how do we back up our photos on our iPhone so the day that it suddenly dies or we lose it, we have everything backed up. Or if we want to just delete photos on our phone to make more room for new photos, where are the old photos and how can we back them up on what's called the cloud? And we're going to touch upon the cloud today. We're not going to go in depth, but we're going to touch upon it when it comes to backing up photos. So we're going to start from the easiest tip, and I'm going to share my phone so we could all have a look together. And the first and short tip we're going to learn today before we go in depth to the other two subjects is how to set a unique ringtone for a contact. For example, I'm cooking right now. I'm in the kitchen. My hands are filthy, and I'm doing a lot of different things, and I'm not available to answer the phone right now. Although, if my brother calls me, I want to answer it no matter what. I'm going to wash my hands, I'm going to dry them, I'm going to leave everything I'm doing, and I'm going to answer the phone. How would I know that my brother is calling me when I'm in the kitchen cooking? So what we could do is we could set a unique, ringtone to a contact. Let's take a look how to do it. Okay, so you see my mouse, it's the red circle on the screen, and I'm going down to the phone, and let's go to the pad that we all know. And on the bottom bar, you see that there's different rooms. There's the voicemail, there's the keypad, there's the contacts, recents, and favorites. And we're going to go into contacts. I'm going to go to what you're going to see. So this is what it looks like when you go into your contacts. And let's say that the person that I want to know if he's calling is Tower ACP. Okay, one of my various positions that I do is that I'm a advanced care paramedic in remote sites in Canada. And Tower is one of the names of the sites, and this is the on-call phone. And if I get a phone from the dispatch, which is called Tower ACP, Tower Advanced Care Paramedic, I have to answer right away because there's an emergency and I'm dispatched to an emergency. So I don't want to answer any other calls, but if Tower ACP calls me, I want to answer right. I have to answer right away. It's part of my job. So I go into Tower ACP. And this is the number 250. It's a Canadian number. I could send message, share contact. We might touch upon this in further lessons. And I'm going to go into edit. When I go into edit, there's a few things I could do. One is I could add a nice photo if I want for a different photo to pop up each time Tower ACP calls me. I could change the name, change the number, add a number, add an email, and I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to show you that over here, ringtone default. The default ringtone is the ringtone that we set as the phone's ringtone. We could go into each individual contact, edit him, and choose a unique ringtone that when that contact calls us, we hear a different ringtone. We could go into default, and we could go and choose a different, let's say I'll choose. I'll go back in. Now, let's take a look at a few more very important options that we have here. Vibration. I could actually change the type of vibration when this contact calls. I could go in and choose the different kinds of vibrations, patterns that the phone has when this patient calls. So if my phone is, let's say, in my pocket, we're in a movie, I know that the regular vibration I don't answer, but if I hear the vibration, the vibration that's different than my regular one that I've set here, I have to leave the movie and answer this call. So that's another option. And you could create a new vibration. Basically, what you do is you tap to create a new vibration. And I don't see if you see the bar on the bottom, it's now blue and now it's dark blue. Blue, dark blue. And now it's at the end, you see that anywhere that's gray over here, that's how the vibration is going to sound. It's going to go, stop, 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 long stop, stop, and you could save it and call it a name. We'll call it Tower ACP. And that's the vibration that I chose here under custom. So I chose a different ringtone for this contact, and I chose a different vibration pattern for this contact. Now, if we go back to where we edit the contact, there's something here called emergency bypass. Emergency bypass allows sounds and vibrations from this person even when the ring switch is set to silent. This is fantastic because if this is an emergency contact, for example, exactly in my scenario where I'm a paramedic and I want to sleep unless the dispatch is calling me, or if you want to sleep unless you're expecting a phone call from abroad or from your kids or from your family that you don't want to miss, you could toggle this to make it green and press done. And then even if the phone is on silent, when this contact is going to call, it's going to ring. It's a very important feature, and you could always cancel it, right? You don't want this to happen anymore. You go to that contact, you go into ringtone, and we toggle the emergency bypass off, and we press done. And that's how we set a unique ringtone to a contact. We set a unique vibration pattern to a contact, and we could set an emergency bypass to a contact, which means it bypasses silent mode and it will still ring and vibrate when this contact contacts us. The same thing you could do for your text tone. So if you want to know when a certain contact sent you a text, so you have a certain tone that your phone makes when the text comes in, you could have this contact have a separate tone. It's pretty self-explanatory. You go in, you choose a different tone, you could choose a different vibration, and also here, you could have the emergency bypass. Obviously for me, if it's an emergency number, I have also the SMS and the text, and also the ringtone on emergency bypass, so I could receive the numbers. So this is a fantastic feature for when you don't want every phone call to make noise, but you do want important numbers to go through and ring. So that's a small subject that we're going to start with on how we set unique ringtones and unique text tones in contacts and emergency bypass, including the vibration patterns. Now, I'm going to stop. During the class, if you want to write to me if it was too fast or too slow or something wasn't clear, you could write in the chat. I'll try to take a look once in a while and see if there was something that I could make more clear or take to my attention for the next subject. So that was the number one. The second thing that we're going to learn today is how to back up our photos on our iPhone. Okay, we evolved and we don't take pictures with cameras almost anymore. All of our pictures are on our iPhone. Once we used to buy cameras, the film, we used to take them to the store. Now we take it on our iPhone. And even if some of the people here have cameras, the next generation, they do not, unless they're professional photographers. And all of this information is stored on the hard disk of our phone. And if the phone breaks or gets lost or gets water damage or heat damage, then those pictures could potentially be damaged and lost. So what we want to do is we want to back up those images and put them on a cloud. Cloud is like a storage outside of the phone. Now, does the storage, is it unlimited? No, it's limited. There's a lot of storage there, but if you get to a situation where there's too much storage there, then you'll get a message telling you you're getting close to filling up your storage and you have to buy a larger storage. Maybe in further courses, we're going to talk about how to buy bigger storage in Apple and the iCloud, how to buy bigger storage in the drive, in our Gmail drive, for Gmail and for the Google Cloud. Right now, we're just going to learn how to back up. Now, it's crucial that we back up because the amount of photos, I told you that in our other part of our company, we teach thousands on the Android phone, on Samsung, on Xiaomi, and we get a message, I kid you not, once a week, someone who wrote to us, I was at your lessons, I saw about the backup, I didn't deal with it, I didn't back it up, but my phone broke, and how can I get all the photos back? And each time we have to tell them that we have nothing to do. We have nothing to do. Also today, we're going to learn things that we have to do before something happens. We have to do before we lose our phone. We have to do before we need to back up our, before we lose our phone and we can't back up our photos. Today, everyone is so in their phones and everything gets documented and everything is there. You know, once it was courteous of kids to help seniors cross the road. Now seniors have to help kids cross the roads because their face is on their phone. They're always in their phone and you have to make sure they won't get run over. Everything is there. Everything is documented. So what we need to do is I'm gonna share my screen on my iPhone. Okay. So as you see, I don't have a lot of photos because this isn't my my primary phone. But if you go into my photos, these are my photos. I have I took once a screenshot of my phone. I took a photo of another phone. I took a photo of Artie, one of our two rescue dogs. This is Artie with a smiley face. That I took a picture once of Rosa, of our dog. I took a video of them, and this is a picture I took today of her lying down in my office and having a rest after a busy day's work. So I want all these photos to stay on my phone, but also have a copy of them in my storage. Okay, I wanted to stay on my phone and I wanted to have a copy of them on my storage. what do I do? Okay, so you could follow my mouse. I'm going to go all the way back and I'm going to go to the home screen and start from the beginning. I'm going to go into settings. And I'm going to scroll down until I find photos. Here we go. I found photos. I go in. iCloud Photos. Automatically upload and safely store all your photos and videos in iCloud so you can browse, search, and share from any of your devices. We're going to learn where to find this. We're going to open up my computer soon and we're going to see that it's on my computer and how to get there. But first, we're going to set it in the settings. Then it's very important to know where we could find it. So we need to toggle this green. Optimize iPhone storage. Tick. Shared albums, create albums to share with other people. I leave that open. You could toggle this, hidden album. You could just copy paste exactly what it says here. Now, cellular data. If you press on this, I toggle this on. What does this mean? This means that I want the phone to upload to the cloud no matter what. If it's connected to Wi-Fi or if it's connected to cellular data. It doesn't matter to me. I want in any case to upload my photos to the cloud because sometimes I'm not next to Wi-Fi. I'm on a trip. I was in a trip in Germany for 2 weeks. I didn't have a lot of Wi-Fi and I didn't want to get to a situation where I lost all my photos. But it takes some data to do the transfer, to upload it. So some people say, I'll wait for my phone to connect to Wi-Fi when I get home. And then it won't take part of my data. So that's at your discretion, but that's where you find it. Basically, you go into settings, photos, cellular data, and that's where you could toggle this up. You could do unlimited updates, turn on for unlimited use of cellular data to upload and download to iCloud Photos when you are not connected to Wi-Fi. This may cause you to exceed your cellular data plan. This you could leave off. Okay, this you could leave off, but if you turn this on, then it's non-stop synchronizing. You take a photo, it goes up. We're going to do it in live from the beginning till the end, and you'll see. Everything else you could keep toggled on. Transfer to Mac or PC, automatic. Okay, automatically transfer photos and videos in a compatible format or always transfer the original file without checking for compatibility. Doesn't matter what it said there. Copy paste what you see here and what you could see later in the recording. So you go into settings, photos, you toggle everything green and you check optimize iPhone storage and automatic at the bottom. Cellular data, that's at your discretion. Now, I'm going to go out of here and I'm going to take a picture. And let's see who we're going to take a picture of. Rosa. Okay, you saw that I took a picture of Rosa. she was still napping. And this is her. Now, I already put in my settings that I want this to go in the iCloud. Where do I find this? Where do I see this on the cloud? Where is the storage? This is the phone storage. Where is the iCloud? We could access it through our computer. And let's see exactly how. Okay. So we go into Google. We go into Google. And what we do here is that we try to go into the iCloud site, but we don't know what site it is, right? Ariel says he's going to send it to us and he didn't send it to us. So what are we going to do? We're going to press here iCloud. And then we have different options, and we could go into iCloud Photos. And we go into the first option. I'm going to send you these links at the end of the class, but let's say you don't have the links, you don't remember where they are. It's very easy. iCloud Photos. Oh, sign in. If you don't have an Apple ID or you don't know what I just said, that's very bad. You must have an Apple ID. And if you have a Gmail account, you have to have your Gmail account password. Those are the two username and passwords that you have to have, and you have to know what the username is and in Gmail the email and what the password is in both. So I'm going to do sign in. If you do not have an Apple ID, you go into create Apple ID and you follow the steps. It's very self-explanatory. You fill in your information, you do next, 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 next. It sends you an email with a code. You go into the code, you write down whatever the code is, and you create an Apple ID. Apple ID is your ticket in to anything that has to do with Apple. It's the iTunes, it's the Apple App Store, it's the iCloud, it's photos, it's finding your phone. You have to have an Apple ID. If you don't have an Apple ID, it will be difficult for you to find your phone because you won't be able to access this platform. So you have to have an Apple ID and you have to know where the code is. Bad idea to keep your password on your phone, because if you lose your phone and you need to go into your Apple ID, you need the password. So these are one of those passwords that you want to keep written down physically somewhere in a little notebook, maybe on your fridge if no one comes in your house and sees it, and you want to know what it is. So I already have an Apple ID and I already have it set up that it fills in my credentials when I go in. So my Apple ID is my email. And I already have it to fill in my password because I didn't want to show everyone. And I go into my Apple ID and I go into the iCloud. Okay, now we don't see the photo here. These are old photos. These are photos that I've taken in the past few days. Now, one option is to go into your phone. Is to go into your phone and to go into photos, which you can see over here. And to scroll up. And that refreshes it. And once it refreshes it, it's going to upload it to the iCloud pretty much immediately. And you could take a look now that when I scroll down on my computer, here is the photo that I just took during the class. It's already up on my computer. If my phone falls out the window, gets stolen, gets lost, I jump in the pool with it, this photo is on the computer. I could download this photo. Okay, over here, you have different options. How you could see, you could toggle on it. You could see download, you could see share. There's different options. One class, we're actually going to talk about the iCloud and all the different options we have, and also about the Google Drive. And there's so many different things that we could do with it. But right now, we're not going to touch upon that. We're just going to touch upon getting a photo from your phone to the cloud, to the storage beyond our phone. It's a backup that you must have. Let's see the chat. When I press on iCloud, it doesn't allow me ללחוץ, פותח אופציות לשדרוג ותשלום. What about Google Photo? Okay, Gani, Google Photo is similar to iCloud. It's the Android equivalent. So Google Photos is the iCloud of Android. I suggest that you use the link that I'm going to send after class. It's the direct link to iCloud Photos. And you need to log in with your Apple ID. And if you don't have one, create and then log in. Okay, so I'm going to go through the stages one more time a bit quickly, and then we're going to move on to the next. If during the explanation you want to write if something specific wasn't clear, the chat is open. So what do I want to do? I want to back up my photos and I want it to happen automatically. I don't want to have to go in to my photos each time and say, okay, move this batch of photos to the cloud. I want it to synchronize. I want it to happen automatically. I want to be in a trip in the Bahamas. I want to take a photo and I want to know that within minutes it's in the storage and I don't have to worry about it and I have that photo forever. So what do? I go into my phone and I go into settings and I scroll down until I find photos. Once I find photos, okay, let's see how it looks. I'm going now into settings. Everyone sees my red mouse. Scroll down to photos. I'm just going to say that there's an option here in one of these settings that says iCloud or Apple ID. Do not go into that. Do not go into that. We are going into photos. Okay, we're going into photos. That's what we're searching for. We go into photos. We toggle on the iCloud photos. We press on optimize iPhone storage. We could toggle everything else green. And at the bottom, we could choose automatic over keep originals. If anyone wants to, they could read further upon what every option means. They could search on Google or they could read the actual handbook. We can't go into every option today, every setting. And over here in the middle, you have this little setting called cellular data. Over here, you could choose to toggle both of these on if you want it to be 100% consistent, which means the moment you take a photo, no matter what, if you're on Wi-Fi or data, it's going to go into the cloud. If these are off, then the phone will wait to connect to Wi-Fi. If that means at the end of the day, if that means at the end of the month. Okay. Once you upload that, you could go into your camera and you could take another photo. I'll take a photo of our couch because Rosa and Ardi obviously have better things to do right now. So this is the couch. I see that it went out of share. Okay, so this is the couch. And we said that one of the tricks to make sure that it uploads automatically is that we go to the home screen. And in the home screen, we press on photos. And then we bring our finger and we push down, sorry. Take everything down and then it go up. And now we're going to take a look if it managed to synchronize already. And this is the iCloud on my computer. And this is the couch. This is the couch. Instantaneously, we have a backup of the couch. Okay, fantastic. Now we have a different issue. So first we learned how to set a ringtone from a personalized ringtone for a contact, a personalized text ringtone, vibration, and emergency override. We also learned now how to back up our photos from our phone to Google Drive, to iCloud, sorry. Now there's a question here in the comments. If I delete the picture in my phone, Does it get deleted in the storage? Fantastic question. The answer is it's complicated. If you did exactly what I showed you and toggled everything that I showed you in the settings, then no, it does not delete it in the storage, meaning you could delete photos on your phone and keep it in the storage. But to be safe, I would suggest that you watch the recording, and after the recording, play with it a little to make sure that you've done everything correctly. Take a picture at home, see that it make sure that it went on the iCloud, like visualize, see the photo is there, delete it on your phone, refresh the page on your computer, and see that it's still there. I, for example, already deleted the picture of the couch, and the couch is still on the iCloud. But there's a setting there, one of the toggles, that if it's toggled off, then it doesn't do it. You know what? I will send an extra 1-minute video explaining what setting does it and what setting doesn't do it. So clarify, because that's actually a very important question. I'm going to write that down. When does it get deleted from iCloud? And I'll actually send a minute video making that point a little bit more clear before we send the recording, because that's one of the more important settings to know about, because that could also cause a lot of aggravation. Now for the final thing today is what happens when we lose our phone. When we lose our phone, we want to know exactly where it is. Many times we put it in a place that we just forgot, or it just fell, or we lost track of it, or it's in the car, and we're not sure exactly where it is. When is it not possible to find our phone? One is the battery is dead. The battery is dead, we can't find our phone. If the phone is off, we can't find our phone. We might know where the last location it was before it was turned off, but right now we won't see the current location. If the phone broke or had damage like water, can't find the phone. So basically, if it was stolen and someone wasn't smart enough to shut it off, yes. But if it was stolen and someone shut it off or the battery finished, no. If he forgot it on the beach, yes. If he forgot on the beach but only noticed in the morning and in the meantime the battery ran out, no. Okay, so even with what we're going to learn today, it's important to understand that we can't always find our phone. So we're going to try our best to be prepared for when the day happens that we lose it, so we could try our best to find it. So the first thing we have to do is the same thing on the iCloud photos, is to have an Apple ID. And this is crucial. You have to have your Apple ID and know the username and know your password and put it on your fridge and make sure that it's current. If you're ever asked to change a password, so make sure that you put the new password on your fridge. Now I'm going to go back to Google because I don't remember where Ariel sent the link to find my phone. So I'm going to go to find my iPhone. Right? I'm going to play around with Google a little. I'm going to see what he gives me an option, and that's not English. And I'm going to do find my iPhone. And look what pops up. Find my iPhone on iCloud.com. That's exactly what we're looking for. Sign-in requirements. The first requirement was to put in my username. I already put it in, so it saved it on this computer, but you might have a screen prior to this screen asking you to put in your username. Okay, in this scenario, sign in required, put in your username and now password. Okay. Now, my device is here. This is the correct place. And I could see it on my computer. Okay. If I have a few devices connected to my family plan or using my same Apple ID, then I could search in all devices and see all my devices. Unfortunately, I only have one. And I could scroll out. I can't do it when I'm sharing my screen, but you could scroll out and see the full map. You could also play with the map to see a hybrid map, which means you could see a hybrid map, which is more like an aerial map. And you could see here, this is exactly where the phone is. This is my apartment. This is where the phone is right now. A few more things that you could do already from finding your phone. Over here, you could iCloud settings and manage Apple ID. This is something that if you ever need to, you think your password was compromised or your username was compromised, through Find My Phone, through logging into here, this is where you could manage your Apple ID. It's crucial. The most crucial thing about an iPhone is that your Apple ID and your password are on your fridge. In a minute, we're going to learn also how to reset a password. So everyone here will have a new password after today. Over here, you have the 12 dots. 12 dots is also another place where you could access anything to do with all the free gifts that Apple offers you. We're not going to go into everything. Mail, contacts, calendar, photos. What can we find in photos? Exactly where we were before. That's where the photos are that we've synchronized with our phone, and we've made sure that they're saved on our computer if we ever lost our phone. Okay, so I'm going to go from the beginning. And the title is, for those of you who are writing, I'm going to log out. For those of you who are writing, how to find a lost phone. Before you lose a phone, you have to create your Apple ID. When you create your Apple ID, you set a password. Those two variables, the Apple ID and your password, you write down on a piece of paper and you put on your fridge forever. Where do you create an Apple ID? You go into the link that I'm going to send you in a message after class, and you save that message, but not in your phone. You send it somewhere else, meaning you copy it to your email, or you copy it by hand, or you go into Google and you search Find My iPhone, those 3 words. And after you press Find My iPhone, you choose the first option that pops up on Google. Find My iPhone. So I'm going to, let's see how it looks. I searched on Google, Find My iPhone. Let's see. Yes, Find My iPhone. The first option that showed up here is the one that I want to go into. I press, and it says Find My Devices, sign in, Apple ID. Over here, right here is, if you are someone who does not have an Apple ID, you go to create an Apple ID on the bottom here. You press create Apple ID, and you see that it's very self-explanatory. Create your Apple ID. One Apple ID is all you need to access all Apple services. You put your name, your last name, country, birthday, continue. You scroll down, you set a password, a phone number. You could uncheck announcements so you won't get any communications from Apple, any promotions, and you put the special characters and continue. If you have already an Apple ID, this is where you put it. My Apple ID is my email. here is my password. And this is it. On the bottom here, you could zoom out and see the map, or a regular map like Google Maps, or an aerial view. And this is how you could find your phone and get an idea exactly where it is. Now, when you actually press on your phone, okay, this little window opens up. And now there's a few options. One is play sound. Okay, I don't know if you could hear, but let's press on this. Okay, it's a very unique sound that only plays when you play Find Your Phone. I don't know if you could hear. I put it next to the microphone. It's also vibrating. It's also vibrating, and it's also making this beeping sound. So that's something that we could do from our computer to any one of our phones. We press on the phone, this little window pops up, and then we press on play sound. So let's say our phone, we know it's in the house. We see on the map it's in the house, but it's somewhere in the house that we have no idea where it is. It's in one of the closets. We left it in one of the shelves. We put it in the fridge. We got our mind distracted. So we could play a sound. So it also vibrates when we play a sound, and it also makes a distinct sound of Find My Phone. Another thing that we could do is Lost Phone. I press on Lost Phone, and what it says is enter a number where you can be reached. It will be shown on this iPhone. So let's say my number is this, and I press next. Is this number correct? Does not appear to be a valid number. So maybe I need to do plus 972. Go back. Let's see what's gonna allow me to do. We'll do it anyways. Use anyways. Okay. This now, after I put in a number, I could put in a message that would appear on the phone itself. This phone has been lost. Please call me at +1 250 354 5543. Okay, done. Now, take a look at something unbelievable. I can't share my screen now because my okay, let's see how we could do this. Okay, let's see if he'll manage to read it. Okay, it's upside down, but iPhone lost. Call this number. Okay, if someone stole my phone now and he wants to access my phone, he can't. The only thing he could do is call the number I set or call the number in the message with his phone. He can't use the phone. He can't open the phone. The phone is absolutely locked. Okay, the phone is absolutely locked. So that's another thing that we could do from afar. And the third thing that we could do is also, okay, so I remind yourself, we could play a sound, we could lock our phone and unlock it from the computer. Once we found our phone, we go into the computer, we press on lost mode and stop lost mode. Stop lost mode, and you could see that my screen has gone back to normal. And the final thing that we could do is erase phone. Erase phone erases everything. We don't want him to see our WhatsApp groups and our photos and our emails, but it's erased completely. And that's the time to make sure that we have everything backed up, and we have everything backed up separately from our phone, meaning that if we delete it here, it doesn't get deleted there. And that's something that we're going to have to make sure before that it's synchronized properly, or that we'll have to go into the iCloud, download everything to our computer, and then erase our phone. Okay, so after we find our phone, we press on the blue dot, on the green dot. This little menu pops up. It says how much battery is left on the phone. We could play a sound and a vibration. We could lock the phone and set a number, set a message and lock it. And we could erase the phone. Okay, so I'm going to show you on my computer. You press on the green dot. This little menu pops up. If you want to play a sound or vibration, it's over here. Locking your phone or unlocking your phone is over here. And erasing your phone is over here. And that is how we could find our lost phone. And that will be the end of our lessons, our lesson for today and our lessons for this month. I'll take a look a bit at the chat, and obviously I'm here after the last song. There's going to be another course. It's going to be probably in the first or second week of January. We're going to send the notice in the WhatsApp group, but we're only going to open it if we have 100 participants that are interested. So if you have friends that are interested, send them. We're going to send you an email with the information and the message in the WhatsApp group with a link to the WhatsApp group or to the email list. So if we see enough people that are interested, that want to come, if you enjoyed, tell your friends, tell them you had a good time. We're going to learn also new things in the next lesson. And if there's enough participants, we might even do it longer and go into things that I know a lot of you wrote to me, like they want to know about the Zoom itself and how to open up their own meeting and how to schedule a meeting and send invites and maybe YouTube Premium and a lot of different things that we maybe skim this course, and we're going to go in depth next course. So I'm going to read the chat. I'm going to be here after the song. We're just going to play one song to finish. And thank you so much for everyone that chose to come and to join. Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks so much. Thank you for coming. I'm really happy that everyone came. Was there any questions for today? Something wasn't clear? Any questions about something else that we went through? Any thoughts on the course? Okay, well, thank you so much, everyone, for coming. It's fantastic, and I'm really happy that everyone came, and I hope that more and more people feel confident with their phone and with technology, and I hope everyone will join themselves and with friends in January, we're going into a lot of work with our other programs, and also my partner's, she's giving birth to twins. So we have a few things coming up this month, but at the beginning of January, we're going to get back in the horse, and hopefully we're going to open up another course. Yes, Victor, please.
Yeah, how do you back up WhatsApp history if you are, let's say that you lose the your phone and you want to erase it, but then you lose the whole history of WhatsApp, don't you?
That's a good question. It's something that it's a bit longer than one minute answer, but no, you don't lose you don't lose it if you lose your phone. It also goes to the cloud. When you back up WhatsApp, it goes into a cloud, and then when you for example, if you switch a phone, you don't have to lose a phone. If you switch a phone, right, you want to upgrade your phone, you could go into you could back up WhatsApp in your old phone, and when you buy your new phone, all of your old conversations would appear there because you backed them up. So maybe
okay, so now is this being backed up automatically now?
There's a few settings that have to be done before. That's something I'm going to write to myself, maybe for the next class, maybe for the next course to go over, because it's a bit longer than a short answer. But maybe during the week I'll send a minute video about it. I'll see, because it's a bit long, but it's definitely something that's possible. Meaning, if you back up your WhatsApp, it doesn't mean that you have to have your phone. If your phone got lost or broken or upgraded, everything will appear.
So is that like going into WhatsApp and putting back it up or iCloud?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You back it up in iCloud. If your iCloud is connected to your Apple ID, so it's very easy because it's already set up. And then once it's backed up, then you're good to go. Because if you now want to upgrade to your iPhone 14, the WhatsApp there is empty, but you'll see that once you put in your cell phone number, it'll synchronize with the backup that you already done with this phone, and everything will come into play. Your groups, your chats, and everything will appear there. In WhatsApp, you have to decide how often you want the backup to be. It's not constant. It's once a day, once a week, once a month, whenever you decide.
So like I'm in the settings for WhatsApp, it doesn't have anything for iCloud here.
I know it's a bit, if with iPhone, it's a bit of a process. I'll try and maybe see if we have time to send a video, or I'll be in the next course.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Thank you for coming. Anyone else? Yes, Gani, please. Oh, your microphone isn't on. You could unmute, please.
Okay. So first of all, I wanted to say thank you very much for you. And when I try to get into the iCloud, the photo, it seems like I don't have enough storage. So I have to upgrade and buy probably, because it gives me, I had 5 gigabyte. Now so I have to buy it, right? To buy.
If it's full, then you have to buy, yes. If it's full, or you have to delete things that are there.
Okay. Okay. So, but it's matter if I'm going to the computer and then I, like you did with the picture of the sofa.
Exactly. You go into your iCloud and you go into your photos, and you could delete. Maybe there's videos there that are taking a lot of data, a lot of space. Maybe there's photos, and you could see if there's something there that you don't need before you spend money.
But for three shekels, I think it's better to have a bigger storage. And okay. Okay, thank you.
Your decision, happily.
Okay, thank you.
Happily. Okay, fantastic. Okay, well, thank you everyone so much for coming. Goodbye. Shoshana, Fanny, Victor, Gani, everyone else whose camera is closed. I'm still very happy that you came. And I'm going to send a message soon on the WhatsApp group and in the email. You're more than welcome to Yehudit to welcome